What? No ad this time?
No, they switched it out.
That's good. It seemed like it took forever for those ads. I mean, that's great. The show sounds great, but boy, that ad was long.
Good evening,
hi,
everybody. Yep. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Wednesday Wham. My name is John Medic, Special Agent John Medic. Originally said Secret Agent John Medic, and I was like, damn, that's not quite so much of a secret if I'm putting it on there now, is it? And I'm one not to be trifled with per my title.
Not to be trifled with, okay.
I will be hosting today. We're going to be doing a little bit of discussion. I do not have a PowerPoint, and I think that my friends here are probably going to pass out, and they're going to be like, holy cow, no PowerPoint.
How?
Not this time it's going to be more conversation.
Happen?
I was expecting one.
I haven't had time. The new job is great. The new team I'm working with is great. And so everything's good with that. The 2-hour commute is not much worse than what I had before. To be completely honest with you, in 2 hours. But we moved to summer. I knew
Javier would make it.
Javier's here. Yep.
Hello, everyone.
So it's like 10-hour days: Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Off Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So
sorry, folks, we're trying to catch up here.
Yeah. So there was no time for said PowerPoint, and as we go along today, if I can scramble to put up an image or two, I'll do that. But breath I shall not be holding. Let's put it that way. So anyway, my name's John Medic. I'm going to be your host today. Thank you for tuning in, or thank you for listening / watching later. If you are doing so, then. We are here to see what the big dogs have to say, panel by panel. IDC. IDC standing for I don't care, I'm guessing. But maybe not. Everybody's thinking it's a different acronym. Alrighty then. So over to my side, because I always seem to get this wrong.
You gotta go the opposite way. So you go the opposite way and it'll work, yeah.
Like that?
Yeah, unless you're mirrored.
Oh my gosh, just so the opposite way. All right, cool. So we've got Kaz.
Yep. Hey, Kaz, everybody. I'm
Introduce
Kasisi
yourself.
Harris. Yep, Kasisi Harris. You can call me Kaz because that's easier. Writer here at Silverline. Penned a little short story in our Christmas issue a couple years back. Also wrote, which should soon be coming out, the Silverline Team Up Volume 2 with Tempest and Miss Fury, and working on a special project. Issue number 1 is almost complete, and I can send to the big guy. Issue 104. We'll see how that goes. I think it'll be kind of an awesome story. So that is me. Not a lot of time in the industry. I am the youngling, right? Trying to learn. I'm the Padawan trying to learn from all these Jedi over here.
So as I've always said, I'm more like Anakin than anything else, and my family will attest that when I am not to be trifled with, I am pure Anakin. So does that mean I can slaughter you if you're youngling?
I was gonna say, yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds like a threat.
Master Anakin, what do we do? You die. I just wish he had said that. But anyway. So, Kaz, thank you for your great introduction. So, down in my lower right corner, which means it's probably the correct lower left corner, we have Rob Davis.
Wait.
You're my lower right.
Yeah, I'm lower right, actually.
This Brady Bunch stuff is so crazy. All right, so Rob, we shall go to you, and then Javier. We'll do age before beauty.
Well, thanks. I am the venerable one here. I've been a member of the comic book industry off and on for 30 some odd years, almost 40, and started out as a letterer. Then was soon an inker, and then worked my way into being a penciler, and decided that was my best niche. And ever since then, I've been penciling all kinds of stuff, starting with as far back in the past as Merlin, and all the way into far-flung future with the Star Trek gang and all kinds of stuff in between. And I am presently retired from real work, and now I do this kind of stuff on a regular basis. I am art director for Airship 27, which is a pulp revival publisher, and I do publish some of my own comic book work, and am a contributor to all kinds of stuff for Silverline, and having fun doing it all.
Thank
There
you,
you
Rob.
go.
And then last but certainly not least, we have Javier. Javier, please introduce yourself.
All right. My name is Javier Lugo. I'm a resident here of Zephyr Hills, Florida, where the water is bottled. And I've been drawing since I was a kid, since the 70s. So my influences were, I came into the scene a little late, but I always loved Frank Miller when he was on Daredevil, Simonson on Thor, George Perez on anything, John Byrne on anything. So I started drawing for others and going to comic conventions back in 2003. I've met with several publishers, got published in AC Comics, did work with Ron Fortier, actually. My first comic book was with him, Frank Ing, Hired Gun. And right now I'm working on a Christmas special with Miss Fury, taking place in the wonderful city of New Orleans. So I hope to represent the city well in this small story for publication later this year. This is how early we got to get this stuff ready. Tonight, after this, I have to work on a cover for that issue. So no rest for the weary, the young, the old,
And the wicked.
Or
I was going to say, and the guy who went to the theater to see Wicked. Yeah.
yeah, that wasn't me. I'm looking forward to watching He-Man, though. I do want to watch that in the theater.
And thank you so much for that lead in that you did not expect to give me. Over here, wanting part of my dinner is my dog. This is She-Ra.
Ah,
So, yeah, the She-Ra of power.
She-Ra, okay.
Look at the screen.
all
Look at the
right.
screen. So, yep. So she is over here wanting dinner. So I figure I will.
You know I want to howl.
her
You
to
know I
the-
want to howl right now.
But yeah, thanks, Todd. You were good. Here you go. Have some potatoes. All right. So everybody, see, Silverline's like a family, and pets are wonderful. And I've always said, and hopefully I don't
Pets are
offend
family.
anybody in the room. That's exactly their family. I had always said, you cannot trust any household that does not have an animal within it. And I said that, and my girlfriend was
Well,
like,
I'm the
time
animal
was
at my
like,
house,
"Oh,
so."
we don't have an animal," and I'm like, "Oh, well, that should have been like foretelling right then and there." But that's a different story for a different day. Anyway, ladies, gentlemen, children of all ages, tonight I bring to you this topic: Dream Team collaborations. So the description: each Whammer will share 5, more or less time dependent, creators that they would love to collaborate with that they have not yet, at least to any great extent, and why they chose said creator. Note, I want everybody here to put special focus on ones that they've not mentioned time and time and time again. These are newer reveals. For example, I'm not going to say Rob Liefeld because everybody and their brother knows that I'd love to work with him. More than just a cover. And, however, I'm darn well going to include Brett Booth. We'll talk about that, who also did a cover, but nothing more, making that an eligible amount of past collaboration for this discussion. So, if, Rob, if you've, hey, Pops, hey, yo, Rob, if you once contributed a cover to a book written by a writer that you absolutely loved, or an artist who did the interiors that you would love to ink over someday, you can still put them on that list.
You're gonna let me, okay?
Yep. But if it's a penciler that you've inked over, even for a full, for a full issue, nope, not today, not on that one. All right. So, everybody kind of cool with the rules of the game for tonight?
now are we doing one at a time each?
One at a time. Yep. I think
that gives us time to think of our second, third, fourth,
Yes.
and fifth ones after we do the first one. Yeah.
Yeah. So, so with that being said, would anybody like to volunteer to go first?
I'll go. Yes.
Javier, I would love to hear what you have to say.
Yeah.
Okay. His name is Alan Davis.
I've not heard of him.
Okay. Now, Alan Davis.
I'm being facetious.
Oh, okay.
Alan Davis is amazing.
Okay, I would hope so. I wish
He's
I
a
was
writer.
related.
He's an excellent writer and a tremendous penciler. I would love to just see his powerful pencils and tremble in mortal fear. Yes.
Now, did you say writer as well?
He wrote Uncanny X-Men for quite a bit. He co-wrote Excalibur with Chris Claremont.
Because I knew he was the artist on Excalibur. That's where I knew him from. But that's where I first knew him from when I was in junior high, maybe high school at that point. But I didn't know that he wrote as well.
Yeah, he also did X-Men Annual. I think it's number 7, where the Wolverine dies for the first time, and a droplet of blood falls on this gem that's powered by the power cosmic, and out of that one blood cell, his whole body regenerates, and he beats the bad guy. It's a really great annual. For an annual, it is bloody and really, really good.
So X-Men Annual 7, you say I need to look into?
I think it was number 7, yeah. It has been 40 years, so I'm sorry.
I'm taking notes. I'm always looking for good stuff to read. So very cool. Any particular works of his that really stand out as ones that, obviously other than that issue, you've mentioned Excalibur, but like any other bodies of work where we're like, okay, this guy, it's gotta be him. I gotta work with him. And what capacity do you want to work with him in? You want to draw for him?
No, I would ink for
one of his stories. Oh, you want to ink his pencils? Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, he has beautiful pencils.
They're gorgeous. They're gorgeous. And I would say Justice League the Nail, and the second part, Another Nail.
Oh my God, I love Justice League the Nail.
And he did a run of covers for The Flash, for DC for quite some time, and for Legion of Superheroes as well. And he did Superboy and the Legion of Superheroes, which took me about 10 years to track down both the issues. But I got it. It's mine. So
I have.
What are you showing us, Rob?
That's an Alan Davis page from Detective Comics that I have an original art from.
And your address is?
I'm
trying to bring it up.
Different layout things.
You got yourself there.
I'm not trying to. Oh, I kicked Rob out. Didn't mean to do that.
Thank you, though. Thank you.
How do we get Rob into?
Well, there you go.
Center stage.
Let's do this.
There you are.
I'll just take it off.
Kaz, did you do that?
So we can.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
So we can look at it a little. But I've got it in one of those plastic frames.
I love when you walk around the studio. You have so much cool stuff.
Yeah, he did the first issue of Batman.
Can you?
Yeah.
Oh.
I wish that was such a cool frame page.
With Sherlock Holmes.
Yes, that's why I bought it. It showed up at a show I was at back in the 80s.
Look at that Batman face right at the bottom.
Isn't that gorgeous?
And that silhouette right there. See, that's what I want to learn.
So I have that framed on the wall above my computer to inspire me. So.
Yeah, and I'm getting motion sickness now.
Sorry.
It's sorry at anybody at home who needs Dramamine. However, they are contributing, and they're anyway. So
yeah.
Thanks,
Alan freaking Davis. Oh, I'm sorry. His might be better known across the pond from his time with Alan Moore on Captain Britain.
Yes.
Excellent.
And Miracle Man too.
Comics with Mike Barr for a while,
and Batman and the Outsiders.
So Miracle Man.
Yes.
When it was originally Marvel Man across the pond.
Correct. Yes.
Excellent. Cool. Who would like to be up next?
I'll go if no one wants to go. I approach this very differently. Yeah, I approach this very differently. So, as a starving up and comer, I will work with anybody. So my dream is to work with anybody, but I chose to pick people who I would want to be mentored by, one person I'd like to collaborate with, and then a dream, like an ultimate dream that will probably never happen, that is not comics, but it is anime. So I will say that first. So first, Christopher Albright. It's actually the first person who commented in our chat, right? I having spoken to him, having seen what he can do, I like his sense of dialogue. These will mostly be writers, by the way. I like his sense of dialogue. I think the way that he comes up with stories, I can learn from that. I've actually shared my script with him before so he could comment on it. I just really respect kind of the work he does. He has his own show. He's produced his own work. So a fellow indie creator who I would like to work with as an up and comer. I think we could kind of make a great story out of that.
So you'd want to do a co-writing?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, build it. Maybe even establish a story together. One of us does a script, but establish the story together. That would be cool too. In any capacity that we could create something, I would be kind of down for that. I think I learn in that environment right now. So.
And so you said that he's a fellow indie guy.
Yeah.
What's his most known books?
Well, he says his biggest book is out. It's an adult. It's kind of an adult book. Yeah. But it's Elsie. I think I'm pronouncing it right. ALCEE. I think is how you say it. Yes, they just blew away their Kickstarter for it. So
They blew away.
I think so. I think they were very successful. Oh my gosh! Wow, I didn't even go there. I didn't go there mentally, but I guess
they surpassed their financial goals.
Yes, they surpassed their financial goal, right?
I was just telling my kid I'm 12 years old when it comes to my humor. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I bring the show down. I'm my bad.
Oh my God. But yeah, Clover he's done a couple things, and he's wrote in several anthologies. So good guy, better at networking than I will ever be. My introverted self is just not that guy sometimes. So yeah, that's just one, and then they'll get more ludicrous as I go on, and you'll go.
And the next one's going to be ludicrous because you want him to do a soundtrack for your book. Yeah. So.
Though Coheed and Cambria did make a comic, and I respect that.
Who did?
They did.
Cambria, I respect that greatly. So yeah. Anyway, off topic.
Rob, let's go to you next. And everybody, thank you guys for putting up with me eating dinner. I didn't get a chance to eat before now. I'm sure it's not the most attractive thing to watch. I'm almost done. So, but Rob, on to you.
Hakimi, wait. I'll see number 2, and I think he's part of the Summit universe. If you guys know what that is, talking about Christopher Albright. So okay.
So that's one of those. If you know, you know. Or I like YK. Yeah.
I produced 2 pages for Summit Comics for their first issue.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay, Rob. Sorry, didn't mean to cut you off.
Oh no, that's fine. I'm having to really think, because fortunately in my career I've worked with some of the people that I wanted to work with, and worked on some books that I wanted to work on. But I realized there's an old friend of mine who is a writer. He worked at Marvel, he worked at DC, created Black Lightning, co-created Black Lightning, and his name is now Jenny Isabella.
Oh, okay.
Her name is Jenny Isabella.
Tony, right?
Yeah, was Tony. He wrote books under Tony, and has come out as trans, and is now Jenny. And I have never worked with her, and would love to work with her now. So because I think she's a hell of a writer, and I think we could put together a pretty cool book. She worked, I believe, was Defenders. Was probably one of the bigger books that she worked on. Black Lightning, of course, at DC, and some other things. But I think we could put together an interesting book. So,
Do you know if she's still writing now or no?
what's that?
Do you know if she's still writing right now or?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, she's on Facebook right now and is and just received notification that she won the Bill Finger Award,
Oh,
and will have it awarded to her at the San Diego Comic-Con, which
That's
is what made me think of her. She worked with Stan Lee. She did a lot of stuff at Marvel. She was an editor. She wrote a lot of different books, and so yeah, that would be. I think that would be
a
a
good
fun
collab.
one
Yeah.
to work with. Yeah, definitely.
Very cool.
All right.
Thanks. All right. So my first one out the gate, I was going to shock and stun and amaze everybody until Kaz ruined it for me. Thanks, Kaz.
What?
No, because I honestly didn't expect the artists to go with artists. I was expecting them to kind of think of like, writers, somebody pencils and inks and does their own stuff. I was like, okay, I want to work with this writer, draw their stuff. I figured writers would say, I want to work with this artist to draw, because I've got this vision. So when you drop like a writer to begin with, I'm like, wah, wah, there goes mine. Because one of the four I was going to do is I was going to be like, oh yeah, I'm putting a writer in. So, and this is the God's honest truth, and this is not like butt kissing or anything. We've never really worked on a title, a book, or a story together. I want to work with our head honcho Roland Mann.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Yeah.
And the way, in a specific way. So the closest Roland and I did anything was I sent him when I was a high school senior. I was in a creative writing class, and we had to write a story, and I wrote it as if it was a comic book. So many pages. And I sent it to him, like fold it up, put it in an envelope, mail it out and everything, because, early 90s. And he marked it up and sent it back and wrote up on the top,
Wow.
words I will never forget. And I use and I pass along to this day, take what you like, chuck what you don't, is what he wrote up on there. And the character was called Slickback, which I took from a Quiet Riot song, the Slickback Cadillac, because I was listening to that at that time. But kind of like some of the themes of the character evolved into my character Ripper. So that's kind of where that came from. So that's the closest I ever got to work with Roland. But what I would really love to do, the way I would love to collaborate with him as a writer, is if we came up with a 4-issue miniseries together. If it would be a Sniper and Rook, if it would be a Cat and Mouse, a Sniper and Rook, Cat and Mouse, completely new characters, whatever it is. We have an idea of where it starts. We have an idea of where it ends. And then it's go. And we basically flip a coin, see who writes issue 1, and that person writes issue 1.
So
and then
do it round robin style.
And then it's like, hey, here's that. Now you pick it up and you run with it. And I think that Roland and I would actually gel pretty well with that. He was my mentor coming into comics, on the writing side, on all of it. So I think our stuff would gel pretty well. I think it would be a lot of fun because I think we would intentionally give each other twists and turns that the other one would have to find their way out of, and like, how are we going to make this work? So I think it would be a heck of a lot of fun for us to do, which I think always translates really, really well into, for the readers. If we're having fun doing it, it's going to translate fun for them, reading it. And then I'm not sure how I want it to wrap up, because it's like, okay, if I do issue 1, he does 2, I do 3. I don't know if I want him to wrap up the story completely or vice versa. Maybe even with like the last issue, the last 5 pages, we trade off on pages back and forth and back. Something like
That's
that.
harder.
Maybe.
That's
Yeah,
even
it
more
definitely-
difficult if you
definitely.
don't have an outline you're working from.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's why I said, we would have like a base idea of where the story starts, a base idea of where it ends. So, as we're kind of getting to that finale part, I think it would be kind of cool. So
Yeah. At least a fun challenge to go back and forth and have that continuity in the story, so readers don't get like they're getting whiplash.
Yep.
Yeah.
And one I think one of oh, that's so sick. That's such a cool idea. Cool. Thank you so much. Maybe I should pitch it to Boss Man.
Why not?
Yeah. Hey, Roland, you're not going to be watching right now because Roland is with his wife who is having a birthday. Happy birthday!
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday!
But as Roland, when you're watching or listening back, let's talk about this. And notice I am not doing potty mouth. So, all right, awesome. Let's go on to round 2. So I'm putting down. I'm writing these all down because it's fun. So I would definitely want Roland Man as a writing partner. All right, round 2. Javier, what say ye?
Okay. I got to think of a good writer that I want to work with.
Okay, I'll do it.
I know I would want to ink Gene Colan's pencils. Now that's impossible because he's not producing any more work. He's passed several years ago. But let me keep it to people who are alive. Who would I want to ink?
It would be people who are alive and are around today that we could actually work with. There's no resurrecting
still kind of working.
And just for clarification, I know like Frank Miller. Frank Miller is amazing. He's also gotten a lot of flack over his covers over the last few years. The person that we choose, if it is a writer or if it's an artist, it's as they are presenting their work today. So it would be like Frank Miller today. Yeah.
Okay, number 2 pick, writer artist Walter Simonson.
Oh God, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. I will be his art monkey. Absolutely.
Art monkey. Oh my God. Okay.
Yes. 1,000 times yes. That's it. I don't need to say anything else. Next.
Yep.
I want to delve into this though, because Simonson's been known for so many things. Where I picked up on him specifically, with that very, very unique signature of his, when he draws.
The dinosaur. Dinosaur.
And at first, I thought it said Jim Owsley. I'm just gonna throw that one out there because nobody else in this world would understand what that means. But yeah, so I for a couple of years I was like, oh, that's, and I was like, oh no, that's not his. His work on X Factor really, was kind of during my heyday of buying and collecting and everything. And then I went back and I got to see Frog Thor, cool stuff like that. But Javier, what kind of got you with Walter?
Well, let me go down the list. His Dr. Fate looks wonderful. Of course, his Manhunter. He did the Aliens movie adaptation into comics. Of course, Thor. X Factor, of course. Fantastic Four. He did a great Timekeeper with Doctor Doom as well. Then Ragnarok. He did Terminator versus RoboCop.
I remember that. Dark Horse.
Yep, Frank Miller wrote it.
Oh,
after he did the second movie, he scripted that and hated it. Yeah. So, and I mean, he also, I think he did Jurassic Park for Topps. So I think, he did a wonderful, fantastic run on Orion and Jack Kirby's Fourth World.
Cool.
So the one thing I can't say that I've seen from him is a lot of horror. So I think maybe a horror title with his style, his graphic style, that just the boldness of his blacks and whites and shapes and silhouettes would blow my mind. I'd have to change my underwear after every page. It's incredible.
Yeah, and the way he spots blacks, he could be very, for a horror comic, you got to have a lot of black and dark and shadows.
Jean Grey never looked as Hispanic as when he did it. The wide hips, the thick legs, and the flowing hair. It's like, I want to marry her at some point. I'll move Scott to the side and push the little Logan run to the side. Yeah.
So I'm hitting a reset button on my camera because it's kind of getting weird.
Oh, you're
I'm getting
great.
overwhelmed by your background. Yeah.
No, I was just kind of fuzzy. So
Okay.
yeah, cool.
So
All right,
yeah,
Javier, thank you. That would be
Of
really, really cool. I'd
my
love to see
pleasure.
that. Awesome. Kaz,
All
who
right.
would be
Now,
your next
again,
dream collaborator?
again, these next ones, unless I skip one, will be who I would like to be mentored by. I love this book. I don't know if you guys can see the title. I actually
Yes,
love
yes,
Savage Avengers.
so freaking much. And there's Jerry. I'm assuming you pronounce this Jerry Duggan. He wrote
yeah.
it. And the way he can capture a character so good. And when I
All
talk,
right, I'm back. I think I cut out on you guys. Like I said, we've had some storms out here, so
No, you were
that might have been
still
why.
there.
I thought you
I also threw in the Ethernet cable, so that might help in case there were some Wi-Fi issues. So
all right. I like the way that he captures characters in here. And again, as a writer,
who is this?
Jerry Duggan.
Okay.
And even though, in several panels, it's just art. As a writer, I'm envisioning that I'm writing those panels for an artist, right? So when I think of how he engineered the scene between Doom and Conan, I don't know if you guys have read this, but
Chef's
it
kiss.
I
was.
have
Yes.
not. I
Yeah.
have not seen it. No.
Oh my gosh, it's 24 panels, and he only has 63 words in those panels, and he captures their personality so good, right? So good. Conan is sitting across from him, and Doom wants to get an amulet out of Conan, right? So he's sitting there, and he's not eating. Doom is not eating, and so Conan is like, okay, basically, I'm paraphrasing. Conan is eating. He's like, basically, I thought we were gonna eat together, basically. And Dune is like, Dune is not eating. He comments on the fact that, well, you're wearing a mask too. And Dune is like, I'm wounded, and he's like, oh, you're vain. And so it kind of strikes Doom so much that he takes off his mask for Conan. And the way he constructed those panels was insane. I love it. And then the interaction between Conan and the Punisher is so good. If you have not read this,
Savage Avengers.
yeah,
Okay.
it is the best. Oh man, he captures the very best.
When did that come out?
I don't know.
About 10 years
It's a
ago.
while ago. Yeah.
A while ago.
I may even have it, and I just haven't read it.
Yeah, I would. Oh God, I would read it. It's. I mean, to me. I mean, again, you guys have years in the industry. You probably can pull gold nuggets out of a lot of different stuff. But for me, man, I study this. Gosh, because I want to be able to write like that. So to have a person like that kind of mentor me in
Have
the
him work
process,
with you.
how they capture
Tremendous.
characters. God, I would love that. Just to sit under that person for a while and figure out how to make that magic happen in my own way, with characters. Gosh.
Art by
Oh,
Mike
wait.
Diodato and Patrick. Damn it. He did Savage Sword of Conan recently.
In the meantime, we got the comment.
Okay.
Oh my God, I love that panel. Is the time when Conan says, I don't have my sword on your trophy wall, and Doom is infuriated.
Yeah. God, it's so good. It's so good.
Yeah, in one sentence, Conan questions his masculinity.
Yes.
And also says no king would care about what other people think of their face. His vanity as well. And there's like a silent panel that you can see Doom is like processing this. It's like, in my head, I'm thinking, Reed Richards never spoke to me like this. He would have gotten my respect if he did.
Yeah.
And then he says, yeah, I feel safe. I'll eat my own food. I'm not gonna poison you, Conan. Let's go.
So good. It's so good. It's so good. I know I'm blazing this pretty bad, but I recommend this. If
right, Savage Avengers.
I'll have to see if it's in my collection.
Yeah.
I'll have to see.
In all Conan's interactions, I'm not even a Conan fan, but the way that he wrote Conan in this, so good. Good.
Everybody seems to think that Conan is this kind of brainless, muscle-bound guy, but he's brilliant. He's actually brilliant. How else could he become a king? And be a warlord if he doesn't have the ability to strategize and and figure out a person's weakness and take them out.
He knows multiple languages.
Mm-hmm.
He has skills on horseback, multiple weapons.
He's
And again,
he's
oh, go ahead, Rob. I'm sorry.
he's a Renaissance man before the Renaissance.
The biggest thing is, how do you write? I mean, it's easy to conceive of that, right? But how do you express that character with their own kind of language and interactions and
that's the best kind of writing, in my thought, is to write character-driven stuff rather than plot-driven. I mean, you got to have a plot, but if it's centered on what the characters are like and what they are pushing the plot forward rather than the plot pushing them forward. So that's some of the best reading ever, is when a writer can come up with that. So I get why you would want this guy to be to work closely with him. So yeah, that's cool.
All right, Rob.
Okay,
second pick of the night. Not that they're your second pick. It's just the second one you're sharing.
Well, I there's no order to these at all.
Right. Mine either.
I have, like I said, I've worked with some the people that mostly I've worked with people that I wanted to work with. I got the great pleasure to work on Mike Barr's Maze Agency for an issue, and was just I really enjoyed it. So I was gonna say, well, I'd like to work with him again. I think he's been ill lately, so I'd love to see him turn that around and get back out there, and I'd love to work on that book again. But that you're talking about somebody I've never worked with, and the one that comes to mind is Mike Barron.
Mm-hmm.
Because of the characters that he comes up with, and the off the wall stories. Again, a character driven writer. I'd love to work on Nexus, Badger, something new that he would come up with. He's just he's one of those unique writers that he just comes he brings something completely different to any genre that he works in, and to comics in general. He's also written some books as well, but I think his comics work is just incredible, and comes from a place that few writers come from. And I've met and talked to the guy, and he's a unique person as well, unique personality. So
we talked about him. It's probably a few months ago now in passing, because Barb had mentioned about him being a Wisconsinite. In Badger and in the college, and I was like putting two and two together and feeling like an idiot, I'm 53 and I didn't know this till now. I was probably only 52 then. His Badger stuff was great. I didn't read any of the Badger stuff until one of the Silverline 1.0 founders, Stephen Butler. Steven took over our chores on there, and then that's when I jumped in, because anything Steven drew or draws, I am there. And I loved it, not just the art, but the writing too. And I went back and picked up, previous issues, because it was just a great time. So good choice. Good choice.
Yeah. I thought so.
All right. So my next one, we know that you guys all know, everybody who's listening, everybody who's joining here today, I love me some 80s and 90s. I love like the late 80s, early 90s Marvel style, which wound up becoming like the Image style. Your Liefelds, your McFarlanes, your Silvestris, etc., etc. But who was Image-esque before the Image guys? If we're gonna dream, let me dream big. I would kill anyone and anything, including these three guys here with me today, if I had to. I'd have Godzilla step on them if I had to. I'm giving a hint on this one. All right, Arthur Adams.
Godzilla versus Bambi. You ever seen that?
Arthur Adams, and we know he's done some Godzilla stuff, and he's also done some other great green characters, such as Gumby. That Gumby cover from back in the day was just killer. But oh my God, Arthur Adams. He is one of the artists when I was collecting that I sat up and took notice of immediately. His work, the detail, and I've
take
never
a magnifying glass to his work to just to find all the detail.
It is so detailed, so like the line work is so minute and precise, and it's just stunning.
I did not want to ink that.
I taught him everything he knows. Yeah, so.
I can believe that.
I had to spend a week on one panel. So,
I could believe that would not be something that an inker would look at and say, I can knock this out in a day.
Yeah, and I wouldn't want to do where I would erase stuff, to leave out backgrounds or I'd hate to.
Everything that he puts in there is intentional
and kill me. So, but no.
No. So I was going with the Godzilla because he's done a bunch of Godzilla stuff. It's like I'll have Godzilla stuff on everybody, but Arthur Adams.
Every scale on.
Yeah, Godzilla. He does not cut corners. I've never had the pleasure of meeting him. I've always hoped to meet him at a convention. I've never owned, unfortunately, a piece of Arthur Adams art. If anybody out there wants to change that, I'll give you my address. Thank you very much.
You'll have to give away your firstborn, I think.
He's 21. They're welcome to him. No, he brought me food. He's a good kid. But no. In not only is his art beautiful, which it is, he can tell a story. He can tell a story like nobody's business. And so, when I'm thinking as a writer, I'm not just thinking of a series of static panels. I want that kinetic energy. I want the eyes being drawn from one panel to the next. He brings that.
What he's doing.
And so, Arthur Adams is the first artist I am mentioning today. And Arthur, if you happen to be watching, I would love to work with you, and I promise no blood would be spilled, and I will not call Godzilla to step on my compatriots here. It would be an honor to work with you, sir. All right. That brings us back to Javier.
Okay, I would love to do a story with Larry Hama as writer, and Mark Silvestri as penciler. I would ink it.
Ooh.
And it can be either Wolverine, it could be Conan, or it can be Storm. I'm sorry. Storm Shadow.
What a fantastic
and you're talking about inking Silvestri then, right?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
No. I'm sorry. I would own the pages. I would never ink them. Are you serious? No. I would just put it in a vault. Have you seen his Batman with the Jokers in it?
No.
He released that, I think, about 2 years ago. Gorgeous stuff. I mean, his stuff on the Dark Disc and Witchblade and everything. It speaks volumes.
And ink on a different sheet, and keep his original art.
Yeah, you know what? That's a question I do have for you guys.
Yeah.
What is your opinion on me taking somebody else's pencils that's already been inked, professionally and published 20 years ago, and me inking that? Can I sell that? Is that ethical? I can't call it a collaboration because they didn't really collaborate with me. I stole their pencils.
Well, if you describe it as stole, that's probably not good.
Well, I didn't pay for them.
Okay,
so.
here's the thing: is it actual pencils that you have?
Negative. No, it would be an image I took from online that they post pencils on. For example, Walter Simonson does that a lot. He puts a lot of his stuff online.
Yeah, I think you're okay as long as you don't claim that it was published. If it's your interpretation of his pencils. And you're doing it on a separate sheet, you're printing it out and then inking that. I think you're okay.
If somebody I'll leave that for the comments, people.
Yeah, if somebody offers you money for it, that's it. But I think You might be in a little bit of illegal, muddy waters, but I think you could probably do it. I think you could.
Because I mean, I've spoken a lot about the people I want to ink because I want to learn from what they've done,
Mhm.
and seeing their pencils and me studying it as I'm trying to figure out how to do my line on top of that is going to inform me. It's going to make me a better artist.
Sure,
But
sure,
I'm also trying to
absolutely.
think. I'm thinking, how do I break in as a penciler? That's one thing. You just take a blank page and you go to town. But if I want to break in as an inker, how would I do that without, because right now I can draw whatever I want, post it, leak it, sell it. It's not an issue because I'm not collaborating with anybody. I don't need anybody else's permission. But Rob, if I take one of your drawings and convert it from your character to, I don't know, Bruce Lee, I'm stealing your stuff, I'm transforming your stuff, and I'm selling it
No,
with your
you're
name on
doing
it?
That would be
Man,
actually
you're
that'd be more
doing
like an
what.
homage as long as you're doing the
Well,
after.
it's also what is called in copyright law, it's derivative. So
do I
you're
change it
taking
enough for it to be its
if you
own thing?
yes,
It's
Gotcha.
actually more
exactly.
than 20%, right?
If you're changing the character, then
Okay.
it's a derivative work, or is if you're doing like if you're doing an homage
Hmm.
to a cover that's been done by somebody else, but you change the characters in it. That's
Hmm.
all. You're all within. Uh,
Okay.
you're
Okay.
you're okay. And if you did that to one of mine, I would go, "Yay, go for it, man! Gorgeous.
Okay. All
Let
right.
me
Well,
see it."
everybody, please
So.
look forward to the Neil Adams Javier Lugo yearbook coming out in 2027.
And
Yeah.
that was actually a great question. And it's so murky, and I think a lot of people, if we're talking legal / ethical / moral / feelings, I mean, it's going to be kind of all over the place. Because
Honestly, I'm not going to do it, John, because I don't want to burn any bridges. I don't want to piss off anybody. I don't want to get, that's not the way I want to get,
yeah,
fame and fortune. I want to
right.
earn my way into
Well,
this. So I'm not going to do that to anybody, but it is a question for me
And
because I
I've
enjoy these
seen on
artists.
eBay when I do searches for original art. I've seen people that say that this is a blue line and my ink's over,
yes.
and it's somebody that's not a published professional. Somebody
Yeah.
who's
As
practicing.
long as you're not
Uh,
trying to claim that that this is a published page,
Oh,
and
some people
because
could get
collectors
confused.
they generally look for stuff that's been published to purchase.
Uh,
So
okay.
there was
if it's your
Okay.
interpretation, if it's your ink interpretations of somebody else's work, that's fine. In fact, I have a friend, Bruce McCorkindale, who does. He has clients who ask him to take covers by artists like Steve Ditko and Jack Kirby from back in the '60s and reinterpret them with different characters. And he does this all the time. They're commission pieces, so I think he's well within his rights to do that. And he
Okay.
also puts in big letters at the very bottom. This is not essentially saying it's not original art. This is an interpretation by Bruce McCorkindale. So you see that on Facebook all the time. He's got a whole lineup of stuff that he's working on all the time. People throwing money at him to do these things because he does a beautiful job. But he recreates covers that aren't quote unquote aren't real.
let
He
me
takes yeah.
let me share something with you guys. So and I'm going to share a screen in a second. But yeah, like Javier, there are some like pencils that I found out there that I've actually I'd love to get somebody to ink, as a commission. Where it's like I see some pencils online. There's some people I see on Patreon, pencilers, professional pencilers, and they'll post their pencils for the paid Patreon members, and they're like, you could use it for inking practice or whatever. And so I'm like, okay, well, if I'm a Patreon, I don't ink, but if I ask my buddy Javier to do it, and I toss him a 20, because like pizza and beer, well, he's inking it. Is that okay? I would think that's okay. But like if you start going, to somebody's Patreon, let's say Mark Silvestri, who just did a cover for Youngblood 100 that just dropped this week. Go get it. It's really, really cool. If if you're putting them up on eBay, that might be a problem. And I saw, I'm on Heritage Auctions quite a bit, looking at all the cool stuff I can't afford, and I get like all jelly. But I saw this one recently, and it kind of smacks of what we're talking about.
Okay.
Do you guys see some original art?
Aside here.
Yeah. Do you guys see some original art?
Yeah, I see something there.
I see that. Yeah.
So this is somebody's interpretation of a very well-known cover by, and look at that face. Who is he taking off after?
Todd McFarlane.
This is definitely a Todd swipe. Okay, let's just call it what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And
that looks like a Todd Spider-Man, yeah.
Okay. Look at the price. $287.
Okay.
687.
Yeah, that's 687.
Sorry,
Oh,
number
yeah.
flexing.
I was like, wait, where's that price?
So it's like, was there maybe some market confusion? Because that is something that comes into play.
But the thing is, his signature down the right-hand corner is
very clear.
It's not.
So
as
things kind of pass through the system, it definitely gets murky. So you raise a good question.
Here's another thing: has he sold it?
Or you're right. Did he give it to a friend as a birthday gift? And the friend sold it.
It's up there for sale at that price. That doesn't mean diddly.
No, that's what it closed at. No, that's what it closed at.
Oh, so it's sold for that?
Yeah. And there's
and that's fan art, and that's okay because that original, somebody has it, and it's not worth $687.
Yeah, it's worth millions. Yeah, at this point,
it's worth a lot more. Than that, yeah.
But that's a great question. And Javier, let's talk about maybe inking some stuff for fun. On the side. Cool.
Inbox me, bro.
And I need to copy some more of that kind of stuff. Sell it on eBay.
All right, how are we doing on time?
We got 8 minutes.
All right, 8 minutes. All right, speed round. Kaz.
All right, I'm just gonna go full dream. I love fight sequences. I do. That is my bread and butter. Grew up on kung fu movies. Naturally, anime piques my interest in fight sequences. If I could if I could produce something that Ufotable would choreograph and put on a screen. You may not be familiar with them. They've done like Demon Slayer, the Fate series. They have some of the most Ufotable, like UFO table. They have some of the most beautifully choreographed and animated fight sequences that you will ever see. They are known for it. It would be a dream to just have some sort of do a story, whatever they want to do with it. Yeah, take my characters and do whatever you want to do because I know it's just going to be magic. When you say,
okay, for 2 pages they fight.
Yeah,
that's 4 pages
that's it.
They fight.
And you know what? Ufotable would be like for 6 pages they fight, and it would be like amazing, mind blowing. Yeah, so that would be my dream. Yeah,
cool. Thanks, Kaz. Rob, what you got?
Oh gosh, I kind of run out of stuff. I would love to. It would be interesting to ink like John Byrne.
Oh,
so yeah, get a hold of some pencils of John Byrne's and ink them. That might be interesting because especially before he started inking his own work on Fantastic Four, he had a lot of detail in his work. But when he was
that
writing,
when Austin was inking them?
No, it was early on.
Like Austin was inking them, and then he started inking himself.
Yes, and when he did, the backgrounds started falling out. There weren't as many, and the detail level went down. But that's because he was writing, penciling, and inking.
There's also that
a month,
and that's that
infamous Alpha Flight issue,
which is like 3 or 4 pages of just word balloons,
just boxes. And word balloons, and the colorist put in some transition colors.
I regretted buying that. I regretted spending my hard-earned money. One could call it
revolutionary. It's a revolutionary concept, or one could say what a ripoff. I mean, Javier said, Larry Hama earlier, who was one that did pop into my mind too, because G.I. Joe, great writer, creates amazing characters. Oh my God, I'd love to work with him. G.I. Joe 21, Silent Interlude, the best issue out of all the G.I. Joe, with Snake Eyes. But some could go, wow, they couldn't even put dialogue in here. Well, it would be worse with dialogue, you know. But so, you know, I kind of did get a kick out of Alpha Flight though about like the fight in the snowstorm and all of that. It was very unique and it's something you'd never seen before or again.
Okay, I did think of one that I had thought of earlier. I'd love to work with John Ostrander on Grimjack. I love the character.
Okay.
Love his writing. That I would love to do. So yeah.
All right. Here's one I would love. I would love Frank Miller writing. I would pencil. Klaus Janson would ink, and it would be Conan the King.
Ooh, yeah, that would be good. That would be fun to read. Yeah.
He's got nothing to hold
and pretty stuff. So yeah.
You said Conan?
Conan the King. Yes.
Conan the King.
He's married. He's
Late in
got
his
kids.
career.
He's older. He's dirtier. He's more savage than ever. And
he's scarred up. You know,
melancholy plus triumph and all of that. Give me all that high fantasy, sandals and swords and death. Yes, I want that. Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Oh, I don't. Do you guys probably don't like Judge Dredd at all? As an early writer,
as satire, yeah.
Yeah. Pat Mills.
Judge Dredd is awesome. I am the law, like Anthrax song and everything. Like when Anthrax does a song about a character, you know they made it.
I have the Anthrax shirt with Judge Dredd.
Do you really?
Yeah. So the thing I love about Pat Mills and why I would want to study under him is because they're short. Like when you're a beginning comic book creator in the indie world, you don't have the money to do 22, 23 pages, but he could do it in like 6 pages, do whole stories. And so I would really, that's why I started reading these, because I kind of want to figure out.
Talk about stripping down your story.
Yeah.
Bare bones. That's the way to do it. Strip it down to 6 or 8 pages. Yeah.
And still have the character come across and be iconic.
Yes.
Like, how do you do that, right? In that short amount of time, his expression of the character, the way that he introduces other characters in that short time is so good that, you know, again, that's why I kind of read it, to try and pick up what I can from the little knowledge that I have.
I got my last one.
Trying to sponge up all that you can.
Yeah,
Before we do your last one, Javier, the note that just popped up, that was on there from Mike McMahon, our Judge Dredd. You say, Mike is a friend I have not seen or talked to in years. Mike, good to see your name. Would love to catch up with you. I hope you're doing well. So cool. All right, Javier.
Okay, Robert Kirkman.
Okay.
Writer. Todd McFarlane pencils.
Oh,
and I would ink it, and it would be. I don't care. It could be pizza getting cold.
Yeah.
I don't care. it would be mind blowing.
Yeah.
Kirkman.
If you want, Javier, maybe I'll pull off my red thumb drive or my red hard drive that's sitting over here somewhere. I've got a Robert Kirkman Sniper and Rook pinup he started back in the late 90s. No background, but figures. So maybe I'll show it to you if you want to play with it.
Absolutely. Yeah, then I can say I'm working with Robert Kirkman. See how that
works? Yeah, maybe you might not want to do that. However, ironically, since I said that Mark Sylvester just did a Youngblood 100 cover, so did Robert Kirkman. So that just dropped this week too. So go to the store, get yourself one of those. Let's see. So, okay, we're almost at the hour mark. I had mentioned that, of course, I'm going to say Brett Booth. I absolutely love Brett Booth.
I got one more.
His art is fantastic. His detail is there. Not quite as you will go blind inking it as you would with Art Adams, but not very far off. I am very lucky to have a couple Brett Booth pieces, and his original pencils are so light, but so beautiful, and they are wonderful. And actually, the Sniper and Rook #1 collection, the first 5 issues, it is the cover with the flag is an homage to a Brett Booth piece that I picked up off of eBay years ago, and it was actually originally He-Man and Teela. And I was like, this would look badass as a Sniper and Rook piece. And one of my friends was willing to reinterpret it, kind of Javier, not like, just ink it. John Medic, and I just saw Mike McMahon. John Medic writing me on art for Death's Head. Yes, Mike, I would work with you in a heartbeat. He and I a couple decades ago now. We did like a 5-page short story, which kind of had Smash, which was very similar to Hulk character from the Liefeld verse, with Tag, which was one of my favorites from there too. So we got to play a little bit on that, but that was more for fun than anything else. No, I would absolutely love to work with Mike. Good man, great artist. So great man, great artist. All right, Kaz, I'm going to let you close out tonight. You said you got one more, and you got
just one more. Shout out Kevin Eastman. I would absolutely learn to write like they do and turn the simplest things into iconic things. Because that's a talent. That's not a thing that is easy to do. So just understanding how they even did that and the time that they did it, and try and incorporate some of that into what I write, that'd be great. So that was my last one.
Very cool. All right. Well, everybody, we have hit that hour mark, and we want to be respectful of your time, because I'm sure we could go on and on and on. But we need to make like a tree and get out of here, so you could go on to your next events as well as we.
I'll just say one thing.
Yes, Rob.
Like and subscribe,
and share.
Go check out share, and go check out our crowdfunding.
Oh, we got a crowdfunder going on right now.
Oh yeah, we do.
How did I not know this?
Yeah.
Who's got the deets on it?
It's got a lot of our art on it. Let me see.
A lot of great stuff there. The last 2 or 3 episodes that you weren't in, we talked about it quite a bit in each one of them. But we didn't have enough time to do that this time because we were trying to jam all these.
Is this the operational one?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay,
yes,
I got it. Let me put this up there. All right, people, we are not going to be respectful of your time. You're stuck with me a few more minutes.
Because there's really cool stuff over there. I've offered to do some sketches for folks. There's some original art over there. There's collections of books. There's all kinds of stuff. I didn't realize that this was still running. So yes, because of the Diamond Comic debacle. Show here. Fund My Comic, search for Silverline. Diamond owes a lot of people a lot of money, and the bankruptcy courts are holding a lot of things. I saw an article today. Pies are not getting anything. So, we are definitely, we have this one going on for a little while. So if you could, help out with this next paycheck and the paycheck after and the paycheck after, we've got a whole bunch of weeks still. That would be great if you could do, or if you can't, share it out. Let your friends know, because we want to keep making great comics for you. None of us are getting rich off of this. I don't have a beach house in Malibu or a lake house in Canada or anything like that. Nobody else here does either. But, anything that you might want to do, you could even contribute, give us, $1 towards cool comics. That would be awesome. And you guys did mention that there's a lot of cool stuff here. We've got a lot of cool stuff. There are some different books where people didn't some grab bags down there. Those collections and specials and commissions. Oh my, Rob Davis commissions for $40. How can that be? All right, we've got a little bit of everything here. Jose, who's that?
Jose. Tuesday show, Jose. Yeah. Oh, yep. I was about to say you don't know who Jose is.
No. I was waiting for somebody else to throw in. So no. Jose has thrown in stuff in there. We've got stuff Wednesday a couple of times. Obsolete shirts. I mean, you name it, we got it. So please, give that some consideration, and thank you guys. I wanted to make sure we got that in there. Yes, thank you guys for letting me know that was still running. I shall not forget for next time. Another 55 days. Another. All right, everybody, almost 8 weeks. Have a wonderful week. We cannot wait to see you until next week. Everybody, as we leave, as everybody's like going, John, don't forget. John, don't forget. Yes, I know y'all got muscles. I don't. But no. What do we say? We like to say, make mine Silverline.
Peace, guys. Right. Peace.
I'm Andy Smith. Make mine Silverline.